Ruby Soho is actually the perfect person here because I've been wanting to get into a topic of
Nervous.
discussion that tears the timeline all the way down all the time. And it's about blood. Oh, yeah, I said it. Oh, my God, I said it out loud. Specifically,
Oh no,
blood and women's wrestling.
I'm just a woman. I can't hear that word.
And if anyone knows about blood and women's wrestling, that would be Miss Ruby Soho.
Yes.
Ruby, we saw you have a Muda like level one very recently. Very awesome job, everybody involved in that match. On this matter, how do you feel? Because there's a certain section of fans that feel like women
Mhm.
shouldn't do that. It's gross.
Mhm.
Stay away from this. Why would they ever? It
Mhm.
affects blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about this situation?
All right. Let me just.
Mhm,
Okay, buckle up for this one.
mhm,
So I was when after that match aired, the reaction to it was very interesting to me. And at first, I didn't know how I felt about it, but as time went on, I realized that this is a conversation that needs to be had
mhm,
because if blood is in general, it's just not your thing, totally get it. I completely understand that. That's okay. That's why wrestling is this beautiful melting pot of things, is because there's something out there for everybody. But if the fact that I'm a woman and I'm bleeding is the thing that bothers you, but you're cool with like Mox and MJF and whoever bleeding, but it's just because I'm doing it is the thing you have a problem with, then it's a different conversation. Because at the end of the day, obviously, all we want as women's wrestlers is to be treated equally, to be treated the same. So I think that it was a very important conversation to be had because there was arguments on both sides, and to me, I feel like it's straying away from the one thing that we are trying to get away from is the reason that there is women's wrestling is to give you something to look at. When in reality, like, obviously, if I'm covered in blood, I'm probably less attractive to most people. And if that's your problem, then sorry to tell you, then I'm just going to keep getting more unattractive because my lipstick's all over my face all the time. My hair looks like I got electrocuted constantly when I'm wrestling. Like, that's not what I'm out there for, is to be attractive to you.
right.
So if that is what you're watching me for, then stop watching me. There's a lot of other colorful words that I could use. But at the end of the day, if you've got a problem with it, don't watch it. But this is, to me, another example of us being treated equally in the vein of wrestling and in women's wrestling, is to be treated the same, to have the same expectations as the guys, and to be able to do everything that the guys are doing, including, looking like Carrie.